Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on soap operas as well as reality shows. First of all, I want to thank you for coming to my channel, and I want to tell you to go to our dual channel that I host with my daughter and myself. It's called SNS Let's Talk About It. Then if you would go to see my daughter's channel, which is Starr Kraziness, and her channel is linked in my description box as well as on my visuals. Starr Kraziness, STARRJ dot Kraziness, KRAZINESS. Okay, I just want to thank you on the forefront of my video instead of the last part of my video, because I don't know if everybody watches it till the end, and I'm trying to promote our other two channels, my daughter's channel and the channel that we do together as a dual channel. So thank you for letting me get through that first before I go into what you're all expecting, which is the bold and the beautiful for today, May 2nd, 2016. Okay, just to give you a little summary feedback on today's episode, we go to where Nicole confronts Sasha about the use of her word sister and demands to know the truth of what she meant by that. Then we have Zende makes a revealing confession to Rick about his love's life. Okay, so basically we're starting at the Forrester Creations setting office complex. We go right on in. We have Sasha and Nicole going at it still. Nicole is trying to get Sasha to say what is what. Not try to make up stories or try to recant her words she was saying or backpedal. She wants the truth. She wants the truth, so pretty much Sasha gives her the truth. We go to Zende, Vivian, Maya, Julius, and Rick. Zende walked in on a family meeting about Sasha and the possibility of getting her out of LA as soon as possible, and letting her connect with the Forrester Creations international side, anywhere across the world, New York, Japan, Switzerland, it doesn't matter. They just want her out of LA. So Zende is kind of confused because he don't really know what's going on, and does he have a real big part to play in it? But yes, he does. They should have definitely included him in the conversation while they basically trying to get rid of his girlfriend, lover, or whoever you may want to call her, and the casting role that he was played to play Zende. Okay, but basically they try to tell him in a subtle way, but Julius goes right on in and tell him, hey, you're the blame for it all. You had to mess with Sasha as well as Nicole. And I'm not even going to the fact of how Nicole messed herself up with you. But yes, we're trying to get Sasha out of town because she don't need to be here anyway. So Vivian kind of look at him like he crazy, like, why are you talking about her in such a mean manner? But we move on from that episode. That particular scene. We go to Julius, Vivian, and just Maya. They're on the Forrester Creations rooftop where they go and pretty much share little lunches and stuff like that. But I think Julius thought he was going out to a major restaurant around the city, but he was fooled. They took him to the rooftop where he needs to be, if not in jail for being, committing infidelity with his wife. There should be jail sentence for that now, instead of just getting divorced. The guilty party should be able to go to jail for a certain amount of time, and then, once they felt they served enough time for the crime or breaking up a family, this and that, then they let them out. But I think that should be the person that actually committed the infidelity to make this sentence. That should be very interesting, wouldn't it? But anyway, they go on the top of the roof. It's Maya, like I said, Vivian, and what's his name? Julius. And he's just happy-go-lucky up there, and he wants Vivian to get on the bandwagon about getting rid of Sasha. And she ain't too thrilled about it. And I understand, Vivian. You can't just toss somebody out like that and they've been a part of your family as a family friend. But little do you know, she's more than a family friend. She's your stepdaughter. But that's going to come to light sooner or later. Yes, it is. So I'm glad you're feeling these emotions for her, because she's definitely going to need them once you get the bombshell that you're going to be played to a host. So anyway, The daddy Julius goes into Maya and try to tell her how she set her sister up for a downfall. Because if it wasn't for her trying to let her have a kid for her, she wouldn't be in this situation. Da 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 da. He's just a evil man, and they just need to just take him out and shoot him in the back and be forget. We all forget about him. But basically, I hope I'm not saying that infidelity is a bad thing and they can't work through it. If you want to work through it and you feel that you should work through it, fine. That's your, choice. However, uh-uh. He lied about this young lady for 20 years or 20 plus years. And it's just a shame. I'm like, you made this child out here. She's old enough to be told. She should have been told at the first beginning, the mother as well as the child. So she could have been brought into the fold and grew up normally. But no, you don't scar this child for life. And she's still scarred because even though she ended up telling her sister Nicole, Sasha, now she's still like she's going into a shell or a piece of the shell because she don't think she's going to have anybody to love her. But I'm thinking about, where's your biological mother, honey? What? Pull up because I'm sick of you already. You don't let the cat out the bag and now you're trying to play victim. No, ma'am. You're half the victim, but hey, you let a fire out that you should have been let out when you first came to LA. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we go back and he's asking his daughter Maya to get him a refill on some soda he was drinking. And, she, went on and half-heartedly did it. And I understand. I feel it because he just looked like a freeloader. And then, y'all in the lack of luxury and your mother and father staying in a motel. I mean, come on now. Could we have done better than that? Woo. Anyway, moving on from there. We're not really moving on. We're going to stay there because Julius was fond of the marquee or the logo of the Forest Decorations, the FC. And he was like getting all used to it. Like he's going to, make his way into the fashion world doing something within the company. And I'm like, he's already trying to weasel his way in. I am sick of him. Please put a fork in him because he's totally done. Anyway, we move on to Zende and Rick. Zende is still talking to his uncle about he just can't wrap his head around the girl that he loved, that he possibly inevitably would have married and wanted to have his own family, but he just can't get over that she chose to have his uncle's baby, and it just all seems like ew. But honey, you wait until you get the confirmation that you've been messing around with your ex-girlfriend's sister. Now, how is that going to play out? That's going to be a W. Okay? Anyway, we move on from that situation. We go to Nicole and Sasha. Nicole is still asking for the truth about them being sisters. And, of course, she gets tired of telling her. She keeps making up excuses. And Nicole is not believing it. We leave that situation. We go back to Rick and Zende. Zende is saying having a, he wants to have a future with Nicole, and what him and Sasha have is just totally surface love, nothing deep, nothing else, because he saw Nicole as being his wife, having his first child. And it just is what it is. He don't love Sasha. He don't even put Sasha in the midst of loving. He had sex with her. He enjoyed having sex with her. It was a moment, a lovely moment. But that's how he see it as. And Rick is trying to tell him, you're growing so strong and head hard about it now, but you got a little bit more maturing to go. And what you feel so strongly about now, you probably in a couple of years would have thought how stupid you were to be so closed-minded on what was being actually happened, and you throwing a great relationship away with a great and wonderful young lady who's very selfless of herself. And he's still not getting the point. We move on. We go to Julius and Vivian. Julius is trying to tell Vivian that he likes LA. He is always saying that now. And Vivian's like, what are you done with my husband? This is not you. You're not my husband, because my husband said nothing like that. He's been ready to leave LA since we got here. And I'm still trying to figure out, with all the resources that the Foresters have, why do they have y'all living in a motel? Something, I mean, it don't look like it's seedy or, rough around there, or, not really. You just don't have no room. When you're talking about having an apartment, we want to see, different rooms out your apartment. Why are you staying in a motel? I mean, like, you done been in a motel since Maya been married, and she done been married at least, if we're going to be in the Ooh, excuse me, the play rib of maybe a year and a half, and then she's talking about having a baby. So y'all been there a long time. Y'all need to pull up, ask for some resources, and you pay them back or something. But anyway, moving on from there, we go to Sasha and Nicole. Okay, this is where it really gets heated. And yes, she go on and tell her, yes, she is her sister. She don't want Nicole to divulge their secret. She wants them to keep it amongst themselves because she knows if she go tell Big Bad Daddy is gonna get on her, make her leave town, probably even kill her in the process or maim her in some way. And Nicole, it's like, honey, no, your secret is safe from me, but once in a lifetime, I'm gonna stand up for you. You are my sister, and he's gonna take the blame because that's where the blame needs to fall. He's always been mean to Mama, and he's always tried to make her, toe the line, and he's definitely made her life hell for a long time, and then he's made Maya life hell. So no, it's time for him to pretty much own up to the dirt that he's did and the dark nasty secrets he's been keeping. And he made you keep this secret over 20 some odd years, and I'm just upset that you had to go and be with us, but you couldn't even expose who you were and what you were to us, only because Daddy didn't want you to say a thing. He is a monster. Da 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 da. And that's how that goes. We leave that. We go to a commercial. We come back. We're still in the office of Rick, and he's still trying to give his nephew some pointers about maturity and to not be so rigid about people and things and situations. Try to have an open mind, try to think out the box more, because he's going to need it. He's just at the forefront of his life now, and he's just judging everything out how it comes. He's not leaving room for the compassion, the sympathy, and the empathy that his parents had instilled in him about, treating people a certain way, understanding that there's several layers to certain things, and you can always judge on the surface. But I don't think it's getting through to him. He's still young, dumb, and whatever. Okay, we go to the next section. Julius, Maya, and Vivian. Julius is still trying to say Sasha is a bad influence. She need to go back to Illinois, where she lives and resides, and she'll need to be out here with us. She's not family. Da 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 da. But Vivian's like, you done lost your mind. You have lost your ever-loving mind. You act like you can't have no compassion for this girl. And, before the incident of her being rude about Zendaya not wanting to give him up so Nicole can have him, she understands that. That's where it is going to be sibling rivalry. But she don't know that Julius has stepped out on her and created another family in dark for the latter part of 20 years. So that's going to become a very upsetting thing for her. But anyway, I was glad that she did stick up for Sasha. She saw Sasha as a person and not as an enemy of sorts. So we leave there. We go to Sasha and Nicole again. And she was saying she always had to live as Daddy's bad mistake or his mistake. Her dad's opinion has always been she needed to keep things quiet. She really wasn't a part of the family. She was some bastard child or this, that, and the other. And, she had to keep all of that for the sake and love of her father, because that's all she really had. And she know it sounds crazy, but she is the only father she have, and she don't want to lose the little love that he have expressed to her. But honey, baby, Nicole said, honey, you're going to get more and then some. Woo. But anyway, we go from the commercial. We go to a commercial. We come back from the commercial. We're at Rick, Vivian, and Maya. Both of them, or all of them, are back. Pretty much Julius has caught himself going back to the hotel to, I don't know, rest or play golf. He done got his belly full and, done got free food and stuff, so he's good, because he ain't nothing but a leech, a lacquer. He needs to go, he needs to get away from the family totally together. He needs to be outcasted for several years and see if, how it feels to excommunicate his daughter the way he did for 20 plus years, and see how it feels, how she felt being detached from her only father and her siblings. So Anyway, they go back to Rick's office, Vivian and Maya, and they're pretty much discussing Sasha leaving. And Rick thinks it's a good idea, but he's only thinking what's good for his wife and Nicole, his sister-in-law, because she has definitely been a trooper through trying to carry their baby for them. So of course I can see his side, but it's all one-sided, and Vivian is taking in everything on both sides. So good old kudos, Vivian. Kudos. Keep doing your mama thing and your compassion and empathy for others. We move on to Sasha. Sasha goes back in her memory. It's just her memorizing or going back in her memory when she had her first fight with her dad when she first got to LA, and how he wasn't wanting her there. He was kind of questioning why was she there, and he wanted her to get on the next train smoking back to Illinois. But she wasn't hearing it. She said she was gonna stay there, and if he didn't want his secret exposed, then he definitely need to back off her. So we go to Sasha and Zende. Zende has come back to the photography studio, pretty much where he had left Sasha from the beginning, and he kind of sees Sasha's a little bit upset. So he goes towards her just to get an eye glimpse of what's going on, because he hears some of the sniffling, and he looks at what do you call it, Sasha, and try to ask her or see what he can do to console her, and she's pretty much saying that Mr. Avant is going to be mad at her. It's almost like she don't went back or snapped back to a child type mentality mode in her behavior. Like she has to seek approval for her daddy. And you know, when you're a young kid, say in your primary years, when you know you done did something and you kind of like you know your dad is going to know about it in a few minutes or a few hours, and you expected him to come home and give you a whooping or a very bad stern talking to, and you just can't take it or whatever. And so she was pretty much like, she could have crawled up in a shell or could have been in a fetal position. She would have held that type of positioning, because she was so scared that, yes, she has let the cat out of bag. Nicole with her pregnant self and go over there and deal with her daddy, and Lord knows we don't know what's gonna become of that. So we leave that scene. She still doesn't tell, well, before we leave that scene, she still doesn't tell Zende why why she's scared of Mr. Avant, but I'm sure she will on next episode. And then he's gonna be very enlightened. But anyway, we go to Nicole and Julius, which is our last and final scene. She goes to the motel. Of course, her father's there in the motel trying to call himself playing golf, and she goes in to visit him, and he's asking why she here, why she ain't at the office working. And then she goes in to make sly comments onto the fact to tell him, look, okay, I know your secret, I know your dirty little secret. He's still trying to play dumbfounded like he don't know what you're talking about. Then she go on and just really slam home a home run to him and say, look, I know Sasha's my sister. Now what do you have to say about it? Man, you could have seen his eyes was popping. It looked like his mouth, his jaw wanted to drop open, because his dirty little secret has come to pass. It's open. So now I guess he's going to blackmail, or try to blackmail, Nicole to keep the secret that he definitely has been making Sasha keep for the last 20 plus years. But okay, we know Nicole is coming into her own. She ain't letting nobody tell her what to do anymore. She's almost finna deliver a baby. So that's an added extra padding of maturity. So she's finna go in on her dad, and then she gonna go tell her mom. That's how I perceive it. It's gonna be. But y'all, that was the last and final scene of The Bold and the Beautiful. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was kind of lackluster, because you know it had to evolve and it had to be put out there. So the cat's out of the bag. So we just waiting for the other partner, meaning Vivian, to get a hold of that news. And that's gonna be hot to try. But guys, thank you for tuning in for Bold and the Beautiful, May 2nd, 2016, Monday. I will see you on tomorrow, God willing, giving you the play-by-play, blow-by-blow of The Bold and the Beautiful. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed your work day. Hope you're winding down, and hopefully you'll crank up with this video as soon as you possibly can. And let me know in the comments what you think about it. Okay, take care, you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye-bye.